I go by B.Bravo from California, and I first started making music. I first started making beats in about 2000, the year 2000. I first started playing music when I was a kid in school, playing saxophone and playing music like that. Frat Night was the label I did my first release with back in 2009. We were all based in San Francisco at that time. Salva, Epcot, myself, Kama, Anastasia, E.Prom. That was a really good time in electronic music and dance music and just the beat scene and hip hop and everything. And I was just kind of experimenting with different sounds and sort of found the sound that I kind of really felt connected with. And Salva wanted to release my first album, or my first EP. And it was called Analog Starship, and we did it then. And luckily enough, people felt it in London, and we got radio play there with Benji B, and from there it kind of just spread around, and everything started kind of moving after that. LA, why is LA a special city for the funk and boogie and that music? I think just historically, and just the vibe there, the weather, the beach, it's always sunny, the weather's always nice, palm trees. You just feel good being there, and for me, that music, funk music and boogie and every subgenre of funk is music that makes you feel good, right? It makes you want to dance and makes you just feel happy, and I think that all comes together there, with the weather and the people and the food and the sunshine, and so I think it just feels right. Like when you're at a party or you're at a barbecue or you're at the beach, you want to hear music that you can just just do this to, and that's funk music. People that think funk music is cheesy, they're just listening to the wrong music. They're listening. Any music can be cheesy. You can have cheesy hip hop, cheesy rock, anything can be cheesy if it's not original. So what I try to do with my music is just not to think about it too much. It's just to do what I feel, and hopefully something good comes out. I use a lot of synthesizers, a lot of the vintage, the real synthesizers. The first ones I really used to get my sound was the ARP Odyssey, the JP8000, DX7, MPC, obviously for the drums, the Juno 60, DX100 for the talkbox. I don't know, Motif. The Moog Voyager, Mini Moog Voyager. That's for the bass. Snoop Dogg was one of the first albums that we bought when we were kids in 1993. The first CD I ever bought when I was in grade school was the Dr. Dre, The Chronic. And then my friend got the cassette tape for Doggy Style for Snoop Dogg. And then my other friend had the CD. And we played it every day, every day. Until we knew all the words, we would walk to school singing everything. And I remember, Warren G, Regulators, those were like our anthems, when we were kids. So for us, that was just the music that we knew then, because there was no internet then, there was no worldwide culture. It was more local, So I was in California, and that was the local sound that we heard on the radio, and even MTV was playing those videos, like Dre Day and Nothing But a G Thing. I remember seeing those videos for the first time on MTV, like, what is this, and seeing an interview with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, and it was like an MTV Raps interview, I think. It was something on MTV. And all Dr. Dre kept saying is, it's all about the funk, man. It's all about the funk. They were sitting in the studio, him and Snoop. He's like, it's all about the funk, man. It's all about the funk. And I was like, funk. You know, I was a kid at the time. It's all about the funk, the funk, the funk, the funk. And he kept saying it over and over.
Why you use the funk so much in your music? Explain to him.
The funk. Most of all, we need the funk. Nothing but the funk.
And then I started to see that he was talking about Parliament, Funkadelic, George Clinton, you know, all the like, you know, all that music that they were sampling and being influenced by to make their sound. So that's the music we grew up with, you know. So that's what, yeah, totally. Yeah. I think Dame Funk, big shout outs to Dame. He was the one that really kind of took the funk sound like worldwide, like it was like a renaissance, you know. It was like we had the funk in the 70s and 80s, and then it was born again in the 90s with G-Funk, and then in the 2000s everything sort of changed. Hip hop became different, more commercial, and then he sort of brought it back around for like a third time, I feel, and definitely influenced people like myself and like you said, like XL Middleton and all those guys, like that, our generation of people. And so, you know, even his party was legendary, you know. It started worldwide. He influenced other people to do similar parties, and they're still going. Even in LA and San Francisco, there's Sweater Funk, and there's the like Austin Boogie Crew and other guys like that, and you know, they're still doing that, and it's still rolling, you know. He started it again, and people are keeping it alive. So I feel like the future is great. I mean, if you listen to the radio now, what's the two biggest Grammy-winning songs? Bruno Mars, 2 songs, 24 Karat and What I Like. Those are straight funk songs.
Right.
And 2 years before that, Uptown Funk. It's like straight funk music. And number one singles worldwide. You know, so I feel it's in a good place because people want to feel that real feeling. Well, that was I don't do that anymore. That was before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is that's actually how I met Salva, and when he first had the idea to start Fright Night, we were working at it in a tech company in San Francisco at that time, and you know, we were just doing it to support ourselves and to support our life. Yeah, to make a living. And so we were both like working 9 to 5 every day, and then doing music all night and working music all night. And then luckily both of us got to a point where we said no more 9 to 5 office work, and we could just do music full time. So yeah, I myself have been doing music just 100% since 2012. So about 6 years now. For digging, I mean, there's if you want to go to shops, there's like Record Jungle is great, Record Parlor is good, smaller spots like that. But where I really find good stuff is like record like swaps, like the Beat Swap Meet. That's really good because you have people that they have their own personal collections. You know, a lot of people are DJs or they're collectors, and they bring their stuff to sell, and everything you find is like nice, you know. So it's better than digging through just like endless junk like at a flea market or whatever. Still writing more music and collaborating with more artists and releasing new music and playing more shows and hopefully coming back to Taiwan again. Yo, what up? This is B.Bravo, repping California, out here with Westside Love in Taipei, holding it down for the funk. Peace, much love.